Well, I mean, really, our thing has always been, since we've been here, we've had pretty competitive squads. You know, we won state back in 2010, and we've been second, I think, 3 different times, and third once. So, you know, what we've been able to do to be able to continue to stay at that kind of a level is we've really put our emphasis, for the most part, on worrying more about what we can do and not what our opponents do. You know, there's a lot of good teams out there, like I mentioned, and they could beat us, but you know, more than anything, I can't worry about that, so I get on my kids every day. Our goal is to, and they get on themselves, and our goals are always to just be the best we can be, and if you're the best you can be, then that's all you can do. So if we win, great. If we don't win, you know, that's good too, as long as we did the best we can do. So we just try to strive and keep working hard and keep trying to get better every week. I think it's very important for kids to try to evaluate all aspects of a school. Of course, you know, in the words of the famous Dick Cheney, I believe it was, or one of those guys, there's known unknowns and there's unknown unknowns. There's some things you know you don't know, and then there's some things when you go away that you just didn't expect happen and you couldn't conceive that it would happen. So in her situation, it was just more that nobody ever thought she would get hurt, and nobody thought she had the rehab problems that she had. You know, it was just kind of one thing on top of the other. I know she enjoyed her experience, and Coach Dean is a great coach. Obviously, she's the Olympic head coach this year. She did a good job with Ashton, but you know, for one reason or another, things just kind of didn't work out. And I don't think it was the school per se, but you know, I think in her long-term interest, it was best for her to get back to a place where she was comfortable, to do her rehabilitation, and to get kind of back on the track. So one of the important things when choosing a school is, to me, a lot of times, proximity to people that you're close to and people that you feel comfortable with and that you trust. And if you can do those things, it helps a lot in going forward to you know, be more successful, or at least have your coach and everybody at the school you go to try to have a good relationship with those people. And in that way, you guys can work together for the best of the athlete. I mean, we're deep. You know, we've got 8 legitimate sprinters. We've got 2 relay teams that have run. One's run 44.90, and another one ran once together, ran 46.68, which would be the top team in the country, and another team would be one of the top 4 teams in the state. So, I mean, we're deep on sprints. You know, we happened to pick up a good, talented hammer thrower this year, and that helped a lot. You know, our middle distance young lady stepped up. And so we're just kind of deep all the way through. So really that's going to help us the most, is that if one person doesn't do well, we've got a couple other to pick them up in the areas that we are. You know, we're strong in the hurdles. So, you know, we're pretty well balanced right now. But definitely the first thing, there's a lot of money in track. There's a lot of athletes that are getting a lot of money, but there's not enough athletes getting money. That would be the first thing, is that there has to be some equal and responsible distribution of the wealth in track. You got, you know, 3 or 4 people making a whole bunch of money in, you know, maybe the sprints, and then a couple making it in the hurdles, and then you got 30 or 40 that are trying to get on a team, an Olympic team or a world championship team or something like that, that aren't getting any money. So the support is not there for everybody. If there was more support, I think there would be support across the board. Secondly, even at the grassroots level, the meets are too long. They need to learn how to streamline them. And, you know, a parent goes to a kid's meet, your kid runs the 100 and they got 52 heats of the 100. You don't know when they're going to run. You know, you could go to soccer, or you could go to baseball, or any other organized type team sport, and you know that you're going to be in and out in an hour, hour and a half, or maybe 2. You might spend 2 hours just waiting for your child to compete, and then they compete for 12, 13, 14 seconds, and then you got to wait another 4 or 5 hours. So it's kind of discouraging from a family point of view. But all that being said, I still think it's the greatest sport in the world, just because one of the things is, you know, you could be the last person on the bench on basketball or football or soccer or something. You could always say, I can beat those guys if I got a chance. But in track, everybody gets a chance. So either you can get it done or you can't. So it's the greatest proving ground in the world, and it's a good character builder for you. So I like track for that point, and that as long as it's that, that sport will never disappear, because there's always kids that say, I can run faster than you, jump higher than you, or throw this farther than you. And as long as it's like that, we're still going to have the sport. We just have to find a way to make it more viable. Well, the season's starting off well. We got some really good athletes. The kids are starting to come around and step up. So far, we're ranked #1 in the state amongst California community colleges. And so we're kind of, shooting for the junior college state championship. Hopefully, if everything goes right, we'll win. But there's a lot of tough schools. There's Cerritos and, Riverside, and a couple of schools down south that are pretty good, that could give us some trouble. So, anybody can win it. Antelope Valley has some good people on their team I've seen, and there's a couple other folks, but we've got a pretty solid team going through, so things are working pretty well right now. But, track can turn it any day, so we try to stay humble and keep working.